We've received reports of spontaneous car alarms going off right up and down the east coast of Australia. Whale migrations have been disrupted, and hundreds of noise complaints have been received from civilians. Our agents have been mobilised.
We're a couple of Kiwis living in Australia who 10 years ago bought a 28-foot yacht to refit and live on, to learn about living aboard and save enough money to buy a stripped-out, sunken 70-ton steel trawler. Our dream was to convert a diesel fishing boat into a biodiesel, veggie oil, solar wind-powered expedition and research boat capable of handling big seas, big projects, and taking a crew from around the world and online with us. After rebuilding her, we'll soon be launching with our crew to do research, projects, expeditions, innovative engineering, and work around the world. Welcome aboard.
This is the reason we're welding up on the rear deck. It's pretty wet and miserable. The yard is starting to flood out. Everyone's gone home, it's just too wet. You can sort of see, show you over this side. There you go. There's just water everywhere. It's probably about, 2 inches of water right across the yard, all out. So nobody's even remotely trying to work now. This is going to be our new prep bench, and there's a couple of gaps in the stainless. So I need to get this piece of stuff that's already pre-bent, folded, etc., and weld it into there like so, and then flapper it all down lovely. But we have to sort of shimmy off some of these corners so that it fits in great, and then ditto over here, we need to weld this corner together. This is our little piece that goes in there. So I've ground this corner away. It fits pretty snug. It's slightly bent at the moment, so when I push it into shape it actually goes much better. The fit up at the top gets tighter. But to hold it there is a bit of a mission. So what I'm actually going to use is one of these white steel brackets that you'd use to hold a shelf. It's a nice stiff right angle that I'm going to use just to clamp this up together, hoping that that's going to actually work.
We need to hold it tight using my big multi-grips. So Yasmin's pulling the small piece of stainless in just while I put some tacks on. Our mate Trev came over for lunch. This is the last time we're going to see him for a while. He's sailing north. In the winter it's pretty common for cruising boats to head into the Whitsundays in Aussie. It's a bit of a cruising mecca, and Trev's no different. He's heading that way to get some sun. Thanks for all your help, mate. It's been a bloody amazing 2 years having you on board, and we wish you all the best for your travels, eh?
All right.
Typical, one guy's working, safety inspector turns up, just starts looking over your shoulder, analysing everything you're doing. Just typical. Jess and I had another romantic morning at the scrapyard. We found this piece of pipe which is going to be perfect for what we need. We have a square corner in this bench and we want to get rid of it, and it's too hard to weld a round area in there with stainless for the bench, so we're going to actually put a handle in there. Jess wanted a small snug handle. We just have to figure out exactly how big we're going to make this now. Now that we figured out exactly what size we wanted this handle, we had to trim it and get it welded to this bench.
Realised that we need to cut a slight angle on that bit, so cut on.
Fellas, if you've been told to do housework and you'd like to do it in a mechanical way, have I got the deal for you. If you're polishing stainless, I have 3 flapper wheels that are going to transform your life. But don't take my word for it, let's see what the ladies say.
Okay, never used these flappers before to polish anything.
Whoa, look
Feel
at
that, feel that. It's warm, but just feel it, it's amazing.
Oh my god, that is incredible, honey. I
So-
kind of want to leave it like that, really.
So this polish is using a 3M Scotch-Brite type wheel. They're Josco is the brand, but they're basically a Scotch-Brite pad on a flapper disc. And they come in medium, or in this case fine, and you work your way through the different grits. But that is the finish that you're left with. So I'm absolutely stoked. I have no idea how to polish stainless. I've never done it before, so it was all a bit of a guess. But that's come up really, really awesomely. When you're at sea, having plenty of solid handrails around the boat is a great thing. The ability to just grab something so you don't topple over when the boat starts lurching around. Plus it doubles as an industrial tea towel holder. The sun's going down, so I've got about 3 minutes of light left. So it's starting to get pretty hard to see what I'm actually welding through my helmet.
We've test fitted this bench, but we've got a few mods that we need to do to it. So this corner is still a wee bit sharp and pokey and stabby, and we've drawn some lines out where we're going to cut it and do a bit of welding. And what we're hoping to do is create a duplicate like this one here.
Here, just in case anyone's wondering, this is going to get filed back.
Oh yeah, the wood is
little
getting
ones
routed.
Over, yeah, it's just
Yeah, if you look,
Actually, that corner might be nice.
if you look vertically, you can sort of see the wood sticks out ever so slightly from the stainless, and that's what we've got to resolve. Well, I remember it doesn't fit on this end either. That's probably quite an important point. But that's because this end is not cut. So we need to trim. Nothing's square on a boat, and this wall is definitely not square. The cabin gets narrower and narrower as you go further forward. So what we need to do is trim from that corner right there and then bring it out to this corner here. In this part of the bench, we need to cut the new cooker, the hole, the recess for the cooker. So I'm actually going to do that with a plasma. It's just much easier just to punch through it and do that. We'll get this downstairs and we'll start smashing that out. I wear many different hats. Right, now that we've got our dimensions marked out, we need a hole. So
won't you tell me how you feel? I shared.
This is a perfect opportunity to see the full process from chopping, finding a piece of steel that fits, taking it on and getting it all the way through to a polished and finished end product.
To see me try as I turn away and cry. You run up to me.
Once it's mostly welded on, we can trim off the bits we don't need and then finish running the weld all the way around the perimeter.
as you can see, I have demonstrated some classically shit welding technique, but it doesn't matter because this will polish up amazing.
The 3 stages I've been using to polish stainless: a 60 grit flapper wheel, then a medium grit poly flap disc, and then a fine grit poly flap disc. With a bit of a clean up, those black marks will come off the edge and that'll be a nicely polished surface. Because of the lip we've just welded onto the bench, we need to lift it up by 50mm. So this piece of timber framing that you can see that I've made for these tops of these cupboards gets screwed to the plywood that goes on the underside of the stainless bench. It all gets epoxied and then this gets screwed down to the cupboards.
It's a slow job. Seating is normally part of the job.
You could clamp my magnetic one to the inside there and go around a few times.
Yeah. He's cement mixed the GoPro. Well, I'll let you know soon.
It is nice, like I say, once you've got the process refined, the sieving's working properly, the blaster's working properly.
I haven't touched this in probably 2 years.
Still just
A couple of leaks that I just sick it up and then it was sorted. Why don't we walk away from this? It'll do its thing and it'll empty itself out and we'll dump all the rocks out.
Yep.
And in the meantime we'll go and drop the sandblaster down from the foredeck.
Oh, okay, yep. Yeah, so if I did my bow extension, that's how my anchor would end up.
Yeah.
Just wrapping around the bow.
Yeah. I reckon you'd get a lot less water over the front of your boat if you had that, eh?
Yeah.
Tell you that things don't happen once, they always come back. What if I could throw us back to the very moment when we had our luck? Suddenly
We're almost ready to start installing the stainless bench finally in its final position on the prep bench area over here. However, we've made a couple of adjustments. Jess got up in the middle of the night, put her work boots on and came out here and started measuring. This is sticking out about 5mm too much and we've farted around with it plenty of times. There's the bench, it's been on and off about 27 times. Around the corner we've got the plywood, we've got our new gas hob sitting there, and it still doesn't fit with all of our cajoiling of things. So what we're going to do is the obvious answer is rip the whole thing apart, take it outside, skill suss some off the back, put some epoxy on, put a new back on, slide it back in so that it all fits, put the plywood on, put the bench on top of it, and then bolt it all back down, and we're done. Simple.
what if you would tell me that things don't happen once, they always come back? What if you could throw us back to the very moment when we had our love? Suddenly it's clear to me.
The glue that we use is this stuff called Bond T55, and it's basically a timber flooring adhesive, so it glues like floating floorboards and things down to pretty much anything, cement, chipboard, plywood, any of that sort of stuff. It sort of glues to everything. It's a polyurethane based product. It has pretty good temperature characteristics in terms of like you can use it for underfloor heating and things like that, so putting a pot on top of this is able to withstand it. We've used it on the snack bar over there and it worked really well.
I find the easiest way to glue this stainless to the plywood is to run a bead all the way around the perimeter and then fill up the big wide area in the middle, put the stainless on, clamp it down so you can remove any warps and sort of air bubbles underneath, and then throwing a 70 kg battery in the middle always helps as well.
I know where I'm starting.
Can't get you off my mind. It ain't the way I want it. Got to follow through. It ain't the way I want it, and I gotta follow through.
So we got offered to have a bit of a quick tour around the magical aluminium boat. So let's crack on and get into that. She's just been anti-fouled, lovely new white boot strip on there. Be going in the water soon. Knock knock. Hello.
Hey, how you you going?
Good, good.
I didn't catch your name.
Garth.
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 Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. What's your name?
Gabe.
Gabe. Hi, Jess.
Jess, nice to
You look like you're busy.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, so
That's cool.
this was an ex-Gulf trawler, and it was built by Stuart Allen boats. So, and then I bought it 14 years ago off Rodney as a Gulf trawler. Had big winches here and really awesomely set up for trawling. And I stripped everything out and turned it into a live coral trout vessel. Yeah. Which has got the capacity to hold 2,700 live trout, and it's been performing ever since. Really
Nice.
good.
Wow. Does it have a name?
Ank Cross.
Ink Cross?
Ank Cross.
Ink Cross.
Yeah,
Oh,
which
cool.
is the symbol of prosperity and fertility.
Yeah, right.
So you can take that how you want it. I've only got 2 kids, so I'm not having any more.
I love the sides though.
I know, they're gorgeous,
Right
aren't
around it's flat. Look.
they? Yeah.
It's awesome, eh?
Look at these boards.
It's bum size.
Beautifully
Awesome.
built in right the way around.
The inside,
So this gets filled with brine?
that gets filled with just salt water,
Yeah.
and that holds 25,000 litres of water.
I love your scuppers.
They're bloody awesome, aren't they?
They're so amazing.
It's a dry boat and,
Yeah.
and a sensational punching boat.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
Yeah, it loves a beam sea, it loves a straight punch. Exceptionally good and everything. The only time it can get a little bit uncomfortable is you get a really decent swell from the stern quarter.
Right.
That's when it can lift
Yeah.
and push.
Yeah.
So you'll find no matter what design a boat is, it'll have a weakness
Yeah.
somewhere on
Yeah.
the sea.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as the perfect boat.
No.
Yeah.
But we set it about 8.5 knots, 8 knots.
Yep.
I'm presuming that's what you guys are probably
Something,
Be about
something
that,
like
won't
that.
it?
What engine are you running?
Mate, we have a 3408 Caterpillar,
Yep.
and we've just changed it out now in the last 4 months. We put a brand new Yanmar 6-cylinder 13 litre in,
Yep.
and that is achieving an extra knot, and it's achieving 600 litres fuel saving for 12 days.
Oh, nice.
Wow, that's
yeah,
good.
nice.
So that's, and it's just modern technology,
Yeah.
and it's smoother and
Do you want me to hold that for a bit? You can have a little squiz around.
gorgeous.
I know you want to have a nosy.
So
all-
what is really good is that
Pointing up a bit.
the cameras are really cheap these days. So we've got 4 cameras pointed around here,
Yeah, right.
and it's great because for about $500 to $600,
Yeah, you got monitoring.
you've got monitoring here and we leave out of the 4 cameras, we leave one with an extended cord. So if you have an issue with anything, you can move that camera around and tape it up, put it on, and then
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
watch it from up there. If you've got an
Yeah,
issue
right.
with a belt or issue with an overheating,
Yeah, right.
you can.
Yeah, right.
Which is a good practice.
So what horsepower is this?
Mate, that's 400.
Are you limited to 400 being
No,
like?
that can go to 600. Up there, I've got to check that out. We've got something happening there. There's the CBIS electrolysis detection devices.
Oh yeah. How do you find that?
Excellent.
Yeah.
Any stray current in this boat, that will flash. Something's happening there now, so we're going to have a look.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and I don't know what that is.
Right. Okay.
So we're going to have a look and
Not enough seawater around the boat.
well, maybe we'll find out when we put it in. Yeah. We'll just put the new seat for the Yanmar.
Yep. Nice big.
Piped all of that in.
And you put this lid on top so
Yeah.
that if you have any dramas, you just take this off and clean it out.
Yeah, you guys have got an incredible adventure in front of you, I'll tell you, and it's going to be gobsmacking and it's going to be exhilarating
Yeah.
at the same time. It's
Yeah.
amazing because even me, I've been working the Swains for 30 years. I've been up the Torres Straits, but every time I drive out to the Barrier Reef, the Great Barrier Reef, I get a tingle, and it's just amazing place. And mate, I'm quite happy to say that, mate, I love looking after the reef, and I care about the reef, and all my guys do.
Yeah. Yeah, because you used to be a reef guardian, didn't you?
That's right.
Yeah.
I was the first reef guardian on the East Coast, and worked closely with Grumper on a lot of things. So
Yeah.
that was so. And we work together because that's the only way to achieve how we can look after this beautiful system.
Yeah.
You know, and we need all the eyes that we can possibly manage to watch out for things. And keep an eye on things.
The alloy floor
Yeah,
plate.
I noticed that. That's what Dane wants to put in ours.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we got the boat, it was
love
just
it.
wood
Yeah,
on, so we just
Yeah.
want to get rid of anything burnable, really.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I love this. I love the.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
awesome.
it's great.
alloys, everything's got its downfalls.
Yeah.
Alloy's got delamination and it's also got electrolysis.
Yeah.
Steel's got rust.
That's right.
Fiberglass has got osmosis. Timber's got worm and rot. Here we put the motor in. Cut it
Oh,
out,
yeah.
straight the alloy.
The
steel.
where the motor went in, you can sort of see the cut in the deck. Nice.
That was, so depending what mood the skipper's in, he can either have his pirate hat or his captain's hat.
Oh, I love this. This is obviously your engine bay cameras running.
Yeah, lets us know what's going on down there.
Yeah, cool.
So everything's neat and tidy and easy and everything's got a backup.
Yeah.
And that was something we found in the dark depths down in underneath a sonar tube that's been there God knows how long before it explodes. Might be sarsaparilla.
I love this. How to get in and out without getting shit through your boat.
Yeah.
Isn't that awesome?
And we usually have a big mat here too.
Yeah.
There's a 5-ton. There's not on there. There's a 5-ton freezer room down there. Yeah, we've got
Great size.
dining, and then we've got 4 bunks. We've just done a lot of work down here.
Great size galley. Nice big seating area. I noticed this. This is awesome.
It's
Wow, yeah.
mandatory.
Oh, is it?
Because the water, it just in
Hot.
summer it will just drip and drip and drip, and now that is completely dry and it all goes down to the bilge compartment.
Yeah, I bet.
That's
Yeah.
really great.
So every single air conditioner head has got one of them.
Yeah, right. Oh, it's a brilliant idea. So you got like a metal, it's a metal tray, and then you've got just the foam on the outside.
Yeah, that's just insulated.
Got you. Oh, what a great idea.
Yeah,
Yeah, right. And this is just your drain line.
that's your drain line.
Oh, brilliant.
Doing that.
That's a fantastic idea.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love your galley. Nice big galley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stainless. Lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've just done a stainless galley in ours and put all the walls and everything are all stainless and the benches and
Oh, it's
Just
just so easy to keep.
yeah.
Very good.
And it looks good. And
So how big is it? How long is it and everything?
nearly 18 metres. I think it's 17 and a half, maybe close to 18 metres.
Yeah, right.
60 tonne empty and 105 tonne going to work.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
All full of water and fuel and everything else.
Yeah.
And once you fill this up, once you get the weight in that room, this is like unbelievable. It's lovely and stable.
Yeah, yeah.
And the only stipulation with carrying that much water is it's either got to be totally empty or totally full when you go to sea.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
No free form of fleet.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
We'll let you go.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you.
this is
Thank
awesome.
you.
I'll just get a photo
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. Cool.
for my accountant, Natalie.
Hi Natalie, thanks for letting the guys know we were here in the yard. It's been awesome to catch up with everyone and go through the boat. It's been amazing. And thanks Garth for the surprise coral trout. We'll enjoy that tonight.
Out of the editing room window. With the barge lifted and the yard emptying out, it's nearly time to park Renko next to Brupeg.